Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening to you all. Welcome back to Taste of Home. Today we are back again, and once again my name is Precious May aka Biab, and for today I will be discussing the different cooking methods and techniques. Dry heat cooking, moist heat cooking, and of course combination cooking are the three types of cooking methods. Each of these methods employs heat in a unique way to affect foods. All cooking methods from grilling to steaming can be classified into one of these categories. Understanding and mastering various cooking methods is critical to become a great chef or of course a home cook. Dry heat cooking. Dry heat cooking is a process where food is cooked with high heat and without any presence of moisture, broth, or water. Instead, relies on the circulation of the hot water or contact with fat to transfer heat to the food. The cooking techniques for this type of cooking are broiling, grilling, roasting, baking, and of course, sautéing. Let us explain one by one. Let us start with broiling. Broiling involves transmission to high heat foods which is normally directed from a radiant above and cooked one side at a time. With this process, browning can happen quickly, leaving the food with a crispy exterior. Here are the best foods to cook for broiling. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Next, we have grilling. Grilling is similar to broiling because both cooks in extremely high heat. Grilling equipment usually has an open grate with a heat source beneath the food. Cooking meals on both sides necessitate flipping and grill marks from a hot grate or rack is the ideal. Here are the best foods to cook for grilling. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Third, we have roasting. Roasting is done in an oven with indirect heat that cooks evenly on all sides. This way of cooking takes longer and cooks more flavor. Here are the best foods to cook for roasting. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Fourth, baking. Both baking and roasting employ indirect heat to cook items from all sides. Bread, buns, and cakes are all baked. Baking is done at a lower temperature than roasting. Here are the best foods to cook for baking. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Lastly, for the dry heat cooking is sautéing. Sautéing is done in a hot, shallow pan over a burner with a tiny amount of oil or fat to provide equal browning. Make sure the oiled pan is hot before adding any food. Don't overcrowd the pan with too many ingredients and swirl or toss often to produce fantastic results with sautéing. Here are the best foods to cook for sautéing. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Secondly, moist heat cooking. Moist heat cooking is a type of cooking wherein the liquid foods or any foods are steamed. There are many types of different cooking methods of moist heat cooking. Poaching is one of them. Poaching is a method of cooking where the food will be cooked by putting on boiling water that is around 140 degrees to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are the best foods to cook for poaching. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Boiling. Boiling is a method of cooking where the food in water has been heated to the boiling point of 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are the best foods to cook for boiling. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Simmering. Simmering is a method of cooking wherein the foods will be cooked by putting it on a high temperature. Usually, simmering is around 180 to 205 degrees. Here are the best foods to cook for simmering. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Steaming. Steaming is a method of cooking where the food cooks when they steam it.
Steaming needs a moist heat. The difference between boiling and steaming is that boiling food is submerged in boiling water, while steaming, the food is lifted in boiling water. Here are the best foods to cook for steaming. Pause the video to read thoroughly.
And lastly, combination cooking. Combination cooking makes use both the dry heat cooking and moist heat cooking methods, making this type of cooking popular. Combination cooking is usually done with foods that are cooked in a low heat with some water, making the food of choice tender or juicy. This type of method is commonly done with meat, vegetables, and of course, legumes.
Here are some methods included in combination cooking: braising, and of course, stewing. Firstly, let me explain braising. During braising, foods are cooked in a hot oil pan and transferred to a pot full of broth to continue to cook. This type of cooking will result in a delicious broth, tender meat, and of course, a delicious result. Here are the best foods to cook for braising. Pause the video to read thoroughly. Now, let's talk about stewing. Stewing is almost the same as braising. However, in stewing, you are supposed to completely submerge your ingredients and of course with a low heat. Here are the best foods to cook for stewing. Pause again the video to read thoroughly.
That will be all for today's video. I hope you have learned something new, and once again, we are Taste of Home. Kindly subscribe to our channel and of course have a like. That will be all, and goodbye.